Introduction to Anti-Bribery and Anti-Corruption.
At Tsebo, we endeavour to embrace compliance, governance, sustainability, ethics. We're an African company. Africa is deemed to have slightly lower standards than the rest of the globe. We've tried to turn this into a competitive advantage, especially for our global customers. Our global customers are in search of compliance, ethics and governance. It goes beyond legislation. It's about the leadership culture. How do we embed compliance, governance, ethics, standards into the hearts and minds and souls of our people? Over the years, we've translated that into behavior. A simple example, we've had trucks stopped at border posts. When the truck stops at the border post, we tell our drivers not to pay a bribe. If the food goes off in the truck, that's okay. That happens once, twice, 3 times. It doesn't take long before the border posts don't ask us for bribes anymore. If one of our salespeople get asked for a bribe, we directly contact the Ethics Anonymous line of a customer or the CEO directly. We eliminate it from the start. That culture is embedded in our organization. Long before legislation came around, we have tried to live this as part of our culture. We changed our brand payoff line some time ago, African expertise, global standards. That has been supported by ethics policies, compliance forums, governance, sustainability policies, and all of these segments have training. They have induction programs for new employees. We have newsletters. We've got a compliance desk, and they all assist in building the legislative compliance sector of it. We take corporate social responsibility exceptionally seriously. There's dire poverty across Africa, a lot of training needed, a lot of people need upliftment. So how can we enable it, make it part of the culture? We have numerous examples of where we've taken communities, worked with the community, found a piece of land, invested in the land, invested in tunnels, planted crops, and employed the people from the community and then bought the product off them, thereby creating sustainable, long-term benefit for the people. The employment of disabled people, we found disabilities which became enablers in the business environment. We now have in excess of 300 disabled cleaners across the continent. This DNA has turned into our competitive advantage and meant that particularly global customers or those customers with similar DNA approach us and work with us on a trusting relationship. So in summary, we try to embed in the hearts and souls of our employees a high moral standard, that they are under no pressure to breach any governance legislation for profit or margin. We understand that the governance framework, the ethics framework, the social responsibility framework will stand us in good stead for many, many years, whereas short-term gain will eliminate us, destroy our reputation, and destroy us forever.
Tsebo has a zero-tolerance policy on theft, corruption, and inducements. To protect the employee in Tsebo, employees must be able to identify and avoid situations that could potentially violate anti-bribery and anti-corruption laws. And this is what this training is designed to do. By guiding and training the employee, we are hoping to help employees avoid these situations and reduce the risk of legal, financial, and reputational damage for Tsebo and the consequences for employees like imprisonment and employment-related disciplinary action. See something, say something. If you are aware of any employee, supplier, agent, client, director, or partner of Tsebo who is involved in acts of bribery, corruption, and fraud, you are obliged to report such conduct without delay, or you may face disciplinary or criminal action if you do not do so. What is bribery and corruption?
Mr. Kruger, thank you so much for considering us for the contract. I see you've got the final contract here now.
If someone pays or promises to pay, gives or promises to give or receives anything of value, does or promises to do or not do something for another person, to try to improperly influence that individual, to act favorably towards Tsebo, or to derive a benefit, this is bribery, and it is a corrupt act, and Tsebo does not permit this. For example, If Tsebo is trying to get perishable goods across a border and the official asks the employee to pay him 20 Rand to release the goods, this is a request for a facilitation payment. It is bribery and it is not allowed. What is anything of value? It includes not only cash and cash equivalents, but also gifts, entertainment, accommodation, and anything else of tangible or intangible value, save for as allowed in terms of the Tsebo gifts policy. The meaning of improperly. Improper intent exists when anything is given to an official or any other person with the intent to influence the official's acts or decisions, to induce the person to violate his or her duties, or to obtain any other unfair advantage. Laws on anti-bribery and anti-corruption. This is not just a Tsebo nice to have. There are various laws that govern bribery and corruption, which Tsebo and its employees must comply with, and which criminalize a failure to do so. Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, the US Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, the UK Bribery Act, and the French Sapin II law. Gifts. Related to the ABAC policy is the Tsebo Gifts policy, which is designed to protect Tsebo and its employees from conflicts of interest. The policy states that you may not give or receive gifts in order to influence business, pay money or receive money in order to influence business. All gifts should be declared, and any donations made on behalf of Tsebo must be done through the Tsebo Foundation. To determine if there is a conflict of interest, one should ask the following. Is the value or frequency of the offer excessive in relation to the business standards and having regard to the personal circumstances of the employee or director involved? If receipt of this gift became public, would it jeopardize the trust that a stakeholder may have in Tsebo or may have the potential to negatively affect Tsebo's reputation? And is the gift of a nature that the group would not reciprocate? If any of the above applies, the gift should be tactfully refused, or it should be referred to your line manager or the group compliance officer. The consequences of non-compliance. Tsebo runs the risk of facing financial, legal, and reputational damage. There are possible fines and penalties for the company and the individuals involved. As an employee, you could face possible disciplinary action and possible dismissal. We are also legally obliged to report ABAC incidences to the police, so you could further face criminal action. What to do if you suspect or know of any corrupt activities. Remember, see something, say something. There are various things you can do if you see or suspect bribery or corruption. You can contact the head of internal audit, L. Samuels, at esamuels@tsebo.com. You can contact your group compliance officer, Manisha Vallabh, at mvallabh@tsebo.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, you can contact the Deloitte Anonymous Tip-Offs Hotline, SA Free Call to 0800 00 3317, the international toll-free SMS to +27 72 01 445. You can email tsebo@tipoffs.com, or you can fax to 0800 00 7788. For more information, you can go to www.tipoffs.com.